7 years ago, I came to the US to go to school and to play college. Left my family behind in order to achieve what I thought were my dreams back then. So, today I'm gonna share with you guys one lesson from each year that I have learned. This episode is sponsored by CaliforniaAvocadosDirect.com, delivering rich, creamy, hand-picked avocados straight from a family farm in Escondido, California, to your door. No middleman, no mass storage, just farm fresh quality you can taste and trust. Packed with healthy fats, potassium, and fiber, it's the kind of real fuel high performers need. Whether you're grinding on the field or recovering from it, use the code TheAthleticSchool for 10% off of your first box at CaliforniaAvocadosDirect.com. And those lessons, I didn't come to the realization until now when I look back at those years and try to find out what I learned from those years. My journey here in the US going to college, it was very different, maybe unusual, but I went to three different schools, a community college, a university for 4 years, and then I went to another school to get my master's, all playing soccer. And today I want to share with you guys and maybe bring some clarity to you so you might be able to find something else, find a lesson that might help you on whatever time you are in your life. You might be in high school, you might be going to college, you might be an athlete, you might not even be an athlete. But I'm trying to bring a different perspective to the challenge that I faced. So in a way, I can help you go through the challenge that you are facing right now, or the challenge that you will face one day. So the first lesson on my first year is you simply have to push at tough times. There is no way out. If you give up, if you decide not to push through those tough times, you simply will never learn, you will never know what you're capable of. I truly remember on the first week when I got there, calling my mom and crying, and I didn't even know why I was crying, but I just didn't feel like being there. The soccer team was okay, the school was okay, the dorms that I was staying for the first week weren't very nice. We had to look for a house because we couldn't afford the dorms and barely speaking English, and needed help from everyone, but not everyone was able to help us. So me and my friend were just trying to, after practice, during the preseason, between practices, go look for a house on a bike that some of the other players borrowed to us. And after that, those first couple weeks, everything was fine. The way that it could be, but everything was fine. So you have to simply push through those tough times, uh, because you'll never know what you're capable of if you don't. My second year, um, things were getting better, but then COVID happens, and this second lesson, it's about adaptability. You have to adapt whenever life throw unexpected things at you. Things will change it and you won't expect it. You'll be out of your control and you simply just have to adapt. If you take time and energy trying to figure out why those things are happening, you're simply wasting your time and energy. You should be focusing on, okay, what can I do from now on? COVID happens, the school shut down. I was making good money in the cafeteria. I was able to pay for tuition. I was gonna save money and all of that. But when COVID happens, there was no job, no cafeteria. Had to go back home and do nothing, and did not know how things would be. But you have to simply adapt to whatever life throws at you. And that's when I had to find other opportunities. I had to go around the town that we were, which is a very small town, and ask people if they need any help around the house. And honestly, I didn't even know how to turn on a lawnmower, but I had to figure out. So you have to adapt to whatever changes life throw at you. My third year, I transferred to another school because I was in a community college for only 2 years. I was able to graduate from that community college and then go to a 4-year university. And I was going there expecting to play much more than I had played on my community college. Scholarship was good, so I had everything set to play. But when I got there, I did not. I barely played any games. I was doing good at practice, but the coach would not play me. Therefore, my lesson, and I wish I would had realized that a little earlier, but you just cannot take things personally. Like I said before, for the second lesson, you can control everything. And if you try to control everything, or if you try to simply understand some things, you're wasting your time and energy. I could not control what the coach wanted. Of course, I asked for feedback and I did everything I could, but it gets to a point that you just simply can't do much. So don't take things personal. He was looking out for the team according to his principles and his ideas of the team, things that the team needed. So you just can't take things personally. And this is perfect because you're gonna go to places, you're gonna go to a team with certain expectations that the coach will like you, that your teammates will help you. That this new city, that this new town, there will come good opportunities for you, but sometimes things won't work the way that you want them to work. And if you think things personally, you're gonna hold into a negative energy that will not help you get out of that situation that you might be on. Real quick before we get back. As a vegan and a hybrid athlete, what I eat matters. And when it comes to quality, I don't compromise. That's why I have partnered with California AvocadosDirect.com. They deliver fresh, hand-picked avocados straight from their family farm to your door. No middleman, no guessing, just real fuel that supports how I train and recover. They even offer subscriptions so you're never running out. And my followers get an exclusive discount code which you can check on the show notes. And big thanks to California Avocados Direct for powering this episode and helping me stay fueled the right way. Now, let's get back into the show. My fourth year was much better. And again, the expectations that I had didn't go the way that I planned it. And that's why the fourth lesson is you have to celebrate the small wins. Because at the end of the day, they are not that small. I was able to play much more than I thought. I really wanted to have a big impact on the team, which at that time I didn't think I was having it. But looking back, I did have a great impact on the team. I was able to break records for the school. I was able to gain awards and all of that. So you do have to celebrate the small wins. And once you look deep into those small wins, you're gonna realize that they are not as small. Those things are simple things that will keep you going whenever you need. So celebrate the small wins. The fifth year brought me a lesson that is your worth is not tied to your playing time. I was the captain of the team, but I wasn't playing. And it got to a point that it was not doing me good because I was trying everything I could. But you have to remember that just because you're not playing, that doesn't mean that you are not worth anything. So you have to stand up for yourself. You have to, go find things that you can do outside the field, and understand that being a good teammate, being a good leader. In my case, I was the captain. It's not only about playing and having a impact on the game, scoring a goal or making a save. No, it's maybe cheering on your teammates, which something that I failed at that time because I wasn't cheering them as much as I should, because I was so focused on taking things personally with my coach and the teammates because I wasn't playing. And at the end of the day, I was able to graduate. I was able to speak on my graduation. My mom was there. My friends were there. I gave a speech that literally came from my soul, and I was able to talk to everyone that was there. Everyone came and congratulated me for the speech. At the end of the day, if I could look back and like, oh, I didn't play as much, so I didn't have a good year. Well, wait a second. I did graduate. I did play a few games. I did good. I did good. And I also, I graduated. I got my degree. My mom was there. I was able to give a speech the way that I wanted to give, and trying to inspire people in a way that I didn't think they saw the things that I was seeing from my point of view, being an international student and all of that. But, And I had people come to me and like, look, that was great. I really resonate. And that came from students to professors. So that brought me the true fulfillment that I was looking for. On my sixth year, I I had a hard time. I transferred to another college to get my master's because when you're an international student, it is a little bit more complicated because you cannot go to school and be online only, so you have to be in a hybrid program. So I had to find another school, another team, and all of that. So I moved across the country, went to school in a different state. I was in Ohio, went to Louisiana, so completely opposite. I was in the north where it was cold. I went to Louisiana where it was hot. I didn't love the weather. I didn't love the coach. I didn't have any troubles, but I got to a point in my life that I wasn't taking any more BS as an excuses anymore, and I was able to see things, reflect on those things a little bit, and trying to understand why people do what they do. So I had a hard time. I didn't love the town. I didn't love the city. I didn't love the state, the weather. I didn't have a good experience on the soccer team either. But looking back, I was able to meet people that I know they will be with me the rest of my life. I was able to meet my wife, that is my wife nowadays, um, and I was able to meet my roommate Mateus, which is a guy that I don't have words for him because I just finished the Ironman, and this guy, it's one of my biggest supporters. I wouldn't say for no reason, but the way that he supported me and other friends and he cheers on other people, it's something that I've tried to learn and I'm trying to do more because beautiful soul, awesome guy on and off the field, honest, and beautiful story as well. And I definitely had to bring him on the podcast, which I try many times, but this guy's busy. But looking back, there's always something good in whatever challenge you might be facing it, and it might be hard to see at the moment that you are going through that. But if you stop, if you reflect, and if you just try to be grateful for the little things and celebrate the small wins, things will get a little bit easier and you get out of that hole of negativity in a way. Even in bad places, you can find the priceless things in life. I was able to meet not only my girlfriend at the time and my wife now, but I was able to meet a friend that I know that I'll be with in contact with him forever because we haven't seen each other for a long time, but we still stay in contact. So again, it's all about perspective. It's all about what point of view are you looking at things. In my seventh year, which is now, I moved back to Ohio, to Cincinnati, to work for a soccer team. And my lesson is you have to enjoy the process. It's a constant grind, but it's a new city. It's a new opportunities coming along, new people that I'm meeting, and all of that. And you just have to enjoy it, because if you don't enjoy the process, if you don't enjoy the grind, and if you don't trust that things will be okay, you never feel satisfied. And in a way, I never feel satisfied. I always try to go for the next goal and all of that. But at the end of the day, you do have to enjoy the process. Stop and smell the flowers along the way. And I said that multiple times. You have to run to the finish line as hard as possible, but it's not only okay, but you should stop and smell the flowers along the way. And that's something that, like, sometimes I go for a long bike ride and I'm tired and I just want to get it done. But sometimes I just look around and, like, beautiful birds, beautiful view. So enjoy the process, stop and smell the flowers along the way. So a small recap of all the lessons. So 1, push at tough times. 2, adapt when life changes unexpectedly. 3, don't take things personally. 4, celebrate the small wins because they are not that small. 5, your worth is not tied to your playing time. And 6, sometimes the worst situations bring the best people. And seven, enjoy the process. Stay tuned for more.